Hey, happy Monday.
Yay, my favourite place.
I know.
As soon as I walk into a studio, I never did when I was in television. I walk in a studio and go, I walk in here and I go, yay. But I'm doing it with my bestie, so that makes all the difference.
Oh, it's always fun. It's always
is.
great.
And I'm excited about our next guest because you know what we all need more of in life is being a bit cray-cray and just get the joke and have a laugh.
Have a
What
laugh.
are we always saying? F-U-N.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget
No,
those three
sorry,
letters.
F-U-double-N. I always
I love the way
throw
you
it
say
out.
that and say what it
Well,
is.
yeah, well, I always think, the older you get, you've got to get a bit more crazy and a bit more silly, and life is for living.
What's the extra N?
N for Nicola. N for naughty, N for nice,
I
N
reckon
for
it's
that.
naughty. I reckon it's naughty.
Whatever
That's
you're
us.
thinking. But it's like they're not just being sort of like so straight of F-U-N, F-U-double-N. Let's just break it up.
Wasn't
Let's
that
have fun.
Kathy Lett, when we interviewed, she said F-U-double-N. There was F for fabulous,
Yeah.
U for untethered.
Oh, that's
N
right.
For definitely N was naughty.
Yeah.
But I've got to look up what that other
She's
N
got
was.
so many funny
Fuck, I
things. And what did
laughed
she
at her.
say was that thing? Read between the lines. You know, the
wrinkles.
Exactly, the wrinkles
Actually, I
there.
must pull that interview out.
Yeah.
Anything for a friggin' laugh.
I
And
know.
our next guest, let's
So, well,
not let them wait any longer.
I know. Well, we are excited because we have got Em Rusciano joining us at our back fence. She's one of Australia's most fearless storytellers, comedian, performer, writer, singer, author.
I'm exhausted
and- I know.
already.
Me too. Let me tell you.
And proud mum of three, and I haven't even started. But look, I think you all know her really. But from music and radio to the stage, screen, and sharing her experiences with ADHD and neurodivergence, Em has built a career turning life's funny, messy, and honest moments into stories that make people laugh and feel seen. And really, how important is that? Now, with her new show, we are so excited about this. Addicted to Love.
I'm so excited.
Let's find out more about the woman behind the laughter, the stories, experiences, and moments that have shaped Em along the way. Welcome to our back fence.
right.
I'm obsessed with you two.
I'm obsessed.
You
I'm
are
addicted
so
to
gay.
you.
You are already gay icons. You must be gay icons. And if you're not, I will make you gay
love
icons.
you.
Well,
But
I think a few do, which is great.
Honey.
You really do make like very few people make me. I laugh a lot.
Yeah, we do laugh
but
a lot.
you make me belly laugh, Em.
I don't know what that says about you, but good.
I
was
so
thinking-
run so down. I'm in the car driving and listening to you on your potty. I almost had to pull the car over.
Good.
And
That's
I
what
thought,
I aim for.
wow.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
it's
you-
great.
So look, where do we start with you? I think there's.
Exactly.
I know,
I
very
mean, like, God help us. We've just been having a chat with her before we started.
Got some D&Ms,
and she's
it's
going
great.
bloody, bloody menopausal kids,
Straight
everything.
in.
I'm on my own, like
Yeah.
the divorce and I'm like, I'm looking at you going, WOW, going, what the F? And I'm
I love
going,
these acronyms
and look at
you guys are rolling out
You
in
look
5
freaking, well, what era do we come from? Freaking 60s. Look, I think the best way to start with you is, for God's sake, because there's so much to you, tell us about, like, growing up. Who are you? What are you?
Yeah.
Melbourne girl, aren't you?
How
Melbourne
did you
girl.
become you?
Oh, that's wow.
Em, high five. Melbourne
Yeah,
girl.
Oh, yeah. I love Melbourne girls.
Where did you grow up in Melbourne?
I love Melbourne girls.
Where did you grow up in Melbourne?
In Brighton.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
and you.
tracks. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
okay,
right.
okay,
Okay, right,
yeah.
She's a Brighton blonde. Of course she is. No, I grew up in Warrandyte, Diamond
Yeah.
Creek, so I'm the other side. I'm a river girl.
Yeah, but that's beautiful up in the hills. and stuff,
It is
isn't
great.
It?
No, look,
Gorgeous.
my grandfather used to refer to me lovingly as an overachieving little shit.
Oh, so that's where it started.
and
Got it.
The best way to explain why I'm the way I am is that I'm the eldest daughter of an Italian immigrant, type A personality, ADHD, autistic. So all of those things combined, yeah, I bounced off walls as a kid, truly. And with my dad especially, he's a tiny little Italian man. God love Vincy, but he was
Vincy.
kill or be killed. Like if I didn't catch on to something within 2 seconds, he'd just take it over himself. Just let me do it. But grew up around music and grew up very sporty and athletic. I was a world junior hurdler.
Why doesn't that
Yeah, I did
surprise
track
me?
and field.
I'm not kidding.
It doesn't
My
surprise
dad
me.
made me my own hurdles.
Oh,
I love.
so did my dad.
Oh.
Because he refused to buy them from the sports
I
shop.
thought I was the only dad. I'm
Oh.
not kidding that made hurdles.
He made them.
He also made me wear like
Wow.
the
That's incredible.
That is just really.
They made me wear an ice cream container on my head instead of buying me a stack hat. My dad liked to make
Oh,
stuff.
that is funny.
And
wow.
we had a magpie. She was
Thrifty.
swooping. Yeah, so he drew eyes on the back of it for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
the magpie.
Yeah, and he
that's
made me my
good.
own BMX as well. Like my dad
Stop.
loves it.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I love Nicola's
Yes,
dad.
exactly.
He's
He
beautiful.
wins.
But
Your
your
Vinci
father
wins.
wins.
Vinci
Hands
is a mad
down.
inventor.
Exactly.
He's hilarious.
Wow.
Things are right. When the internet came around, things would just start arriving from China. My dad gets small packages every week.
Oh, that's
And we don't
funny.
know what it is.
Di gets a few packages.
I
in the
do,
post. She
but I
just
live
does
a
bit of
long
the
way
odd-
away from the city, from shops. There's my excuse, and I'm
online
sitting
shopping
it.
excuse.
Yeah.
Back
So
to
how
you.
funny! So he's gone from
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
and like at the handyman to
Yeah.
just get it delivered.
Yeah, and he plays in my band as well. So he was a musician, is still a musician. So I tour with my dad.
Right.
He hears things no Italian father should hear come out of their daughters' mouths. But I didn't really get into performing till I auditioned for Australian Idol in 2004. So I'd never sung in public.
Go back, back, if I can take you back.
Yeah.
Weren't you singing at some karaoke bar
Yes,
with your
I
girlfriends?
was. Yeah, well, I was there with
and you had no idea you had a voice.
Well, I'd never really sung in public and never really been told I was a good singer.
and they said, "Geez, you
yeah,
good."
yeah, it was
In a karaoke bar, like really?
It was just a karaoke night for the football club because my
love
husband,
it.
ex-husband, works for Port Adelaide Power. They're an AFL team, and the ad came on in the bar, and one of the wives said, "You should audition for Australian Idol."
Wow.
And I thought, no, that's crazy. And then it got stuck in my crawl, and I kept thinking about it. And then on the last day of auditions in Adelaide, where we were living at the time, I said to my ex-husband, should I go? And he's like, yeah, just go. So I went, and then I made the top 12.
Go figure.
I didn't realise that you hadn't sung before
No.
because I remember you, that was when Ricky Lee won.
Yeah,
is
no,
it
I'm
right?
seeing her
And it was
tomorrow,
huge.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you?
Oh,
Oh,
amazing.
We're both
What
still
a fun
around.
gang.
Yeah, in the media. We had a good year. It was Anthony Kalia,
Yes.
Casey Donovan, Ricky Lee, me. Like, it was a great year.
Yeah, everyone's done really well,
Yeah.
haven't they?
That's,
Yeah.
you're a beautiful, shiny example of why something like Australian Idol works.
Yeah, it can.
You know,
I mean,
like literally not a professional in any sense
no,
of the word.
I think it only worked also, though. I walked out of it not feeling like I was entitled to a singing career. And I think sometimes those shows can make you believe because there's all the glitz and glamour while you're on. But then when you get voted off, I feel like a lot of contestants are just shocked back into folding washing and going back to school and going back to
Get
work.
it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
true.
work like that.
No.
So
No.
I came out and went into a career in radio. I didn't really go back to singing until I started doing stand-up. So I just...
But you were being interviewed on behalf of Idol.
That's how I
And that's how you got discovered. Like
Yeah.
your whole world has been predestined. You're there doing an interview for Idol, and a radio manager goes, "Gee,
Yeah.
she'd be good on radio."
Yeah, I was such a good singer. I ended up talking for a living. But yeah, no, whoever's preordained my life, I'd like to have a chat with them because
Yeah,
lately it's been diabolical and unhinged.
What's happening lately, though?
Well, a lot. I mean, I don't know where to start
Really?
with that.
Start.
Well, my marriage of 25 years kind of ended about 18 months ago, and we're coming up on a year since he moved out, and my body seems to have been holding that memory. Like, your body holds memories. I really believe that. And this week I've really been struggling. I'm like, what's going on? And then I looked. I'm like, oh, it's a year since Scott, my ex-husband, moved out. So that kind of happened. I went through perimenopause. I found out I was ADHD autistic, and kind of everything I'd ever believed about myself was blown up. And then, I had the classic midlife crisis existential breakdown. My children, my eldest daughters are 24 and 19. I also have a 7-year-old son, all the same dad, for those wondering. And I just kind of woke up, looked at my life and realised I'd built all of my self-esteem and self-worth around being chosen, and also who I was as an extension to other people. Like, what kind of mother was I? What kind of wife was I? What kind of boss was I? And then I didn't really know who I was for me. And I felt like I'd been cast in a play I didn't belong in, and I didn't want to play the role anymore. I didn't want to plan all the holidays. I didn't want to plan Christmas. I didn't want to think about what I was cooking for dinner every night. I just felt like I was everyone's schlep and slave, and none of them cared. If I got sick, they'd still want something from me. And I just was I was a husk. Like, I was an empty shell, angry, exhausted, and the estrogen was leaving my body. And older women always said to me, you'll get to a point where the veil drops, you sober up, and all the fucks leave your body.
That's right.
I love that.
And I never
Great
believed
line. Good,
them.
I know.
good T-shirt.
Yeah, do
it
it.
is.
But I never believed them because
Yeah.
I care about everything. Everything pisses me off, and I want to fix everything. But they were right. Those witches were right. Because I woke up and went, nah. Nah.
Welcome to the no F's era,
It's about
you know.
you.
And look at Kylie Jones; she's got that with her 50s as
So
well.
true.
Got the great caps, and that's in your 50s, and you're in your 40s.
Yeah, it happened
Only
to me.
gets better,
How old
by the
are
way.
you?
I'm 47.
Right.
Woohoo.
This happened
Yeah.
at 45, bang on the dot.
Yeah, right on. I do remember a bit of a rage at
Mm.
about 45.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, what have I done? And
Yeah.
I've betrayed myself
Who
so
am
many
I?
ways. Yeah. And what's next for me? And we pound women with messages that you're really only viable until, you stop being able to have babibies. And then after that, go to pasture.
But don't you think? I think that sometimes
I hate
too.
the taste
I
of
think
grass.
Yeah,
those
same.
views. Good news is, I think a lot of those views now are really outdated. So I think it's
Yeah.
from Italian background and the whole thing that used to be that way of like it used to be, say women had to get married or had to marry a man for money and finances and all that stuff. There, all that's out the window now, and many people are choosing, say, either not to get married or not to have children. There's so many different paths. So that was a thing there, and it is. But I think good news is that there's no sort of I guess sort of like used to be sort of like a thing of if you're divorced there was a stigma attached. Now there's nothing at all. So you've got freedom to do without anything.
Whatever you choose.
And that's a new chapter, as they say.
Yeah, I hope so.
So
I
true.
still feel
Well
like
said.
there's a lot of kind of stigma around being 40 and being single as a woman. Like you've arrived, grow your crotch hair out like Gandalf and go to pasture.
Exactly, yes.
Don't be thinking about dating. But yeah, I think I'm just inundated by my community are largely women, between 35 and 60, and they're all kind of looking to me, and all of us are arriving at this point at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I wish someone had said to me, because I met my husband and then was pregnant like 4 months later.
Oh, okay.
And it was very, and
Boom.
I wish someone had said to me,
seriously.
girl, slow down.
Yeah.
But I was like, I've got to find a husband. I've got to
Right.
have the babies. I've got to buy the house.
Yeah,
All the
yes,
signposts
yes.
that make you a successful woman.
Yeah.
And really, when you do all of that, you still kind of look around and go, okay, now I'm in my 40s and that's finished. Well, what the fuck do I do
What now, my love?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's so true.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it is, and it's like that time to, I don't know whether you say breathe or whatever, but it's a time then when also I think sometimes you can look at older people or looking at different ones. They're going, there are different ways, and sometimes you think you've hit this age and it's all you've come to the end.
yeah.
You just sometimes they
It's
go,
a new beginning.
we're just starting out.
Exactly.
But I feel for you because
Oh,
when you
totally.
when you go through those crossroads and leaving a marriage or a marriage ends, they're huge in people's lives. And it can take years to get over things like
mountains.
that.
It is. And
So
also,
be kind to
It's
yourself.
not
Yeah.
like rocks on the road, it's mountains.
Yeah.
but I'm also coming not in a great place with my body is going through a full reckoning, like full system shutdown. Sorry. and that's-
Goodbye, estrogen.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
back,
and
come
nobody
back.
kind of told me at school, like my parents did tell me that, in your 40s, your estrogen is going to fall off a cliff. And that thing is what keeps your brain healthy,
Yep.
your heart, your lungs, your bones. By the way, you're probably going to have bone density issues. Everything's going to hurt.
You're
You're
gonna
going to
fall
put on
and break
weight.
your
Yeah,
leg.
you're going to cry all the time. These are just things I had no idea about. I remember
so
my
good.
mum all of a sudden losing her fucking mind
Yeah.
and surviving
Yeah.
on soy and linseed bread and slamming a lot of cupboards. Like, I remember the cupboard slamming era, but I didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
And now I get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not only kind of are we hitting this reckoning of career and family, but also we're coming to it from a place of like, we're not well. The red light on your body comes on in your mid-40s and no one warns you. And all of a sudden you've got a frozen shoulder and like bleeding gums and dry eyes and you've got a sore lower back and you're anxious and you're depressed and you can't sleep and you feel
Libidos?
like no libido.
And the rest.
And you feel
Serious.
like you're a hypochondriac. Because
Yeah.
you're going to the doctor with all these crazy symptoms.
Yeah.
And
You think you are crazy.
and you also-
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole show, the whole point of my show is encouraging women to choose themselves rather than putting all their energy.
Just mention what the show is.
Addicted to Love.
Okay, guys. It's
Plain
coming to
State
Sydney in
Theatre,
September.
Yep, September 19. But the whole purpose of this show was, what if women put all the time and energy we put into trying to get other people to choose us with the hair, the makeup, the diets, the how we present, what we do, what we make. What if we put all of that energy into ourselves first?
Oh,
And
bravo.
choose you. Like
I
the
love the
whole
way
point
she
of this
just did
show
that.
is, yeah, like
Yes.
Coming
choose.
back.
And all my band wear t-shirts that say "Choose me," and that message is to yourself. Choose me first. And if I can get that through, and then once you choose yourself and you bring yourself to the best place you can be, then you can show up as a mother, as a wife, as a boss, as an employee in the best way possible, rather than like some zombie apocalypse, exhausted, dried out husk.
It's so. I
You
love
can
the way you
show
say
up-
husk.
You know, it's like you can come in at your most powerful, and yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to get stronger and focus on getting my hormones right and getting the health right, so that when all this shit does blow up, I'm like Sarah Connor in Terminator 2. Like, I'm ready to fucking face it. Let's go. And I just think it's just a simple giving women permission. Like, I don't think somebody just needs to say to you, you're allowed to just pick yourself. You know this.
No,
You're allowed to actually
totally.
just get up.
Yeah, because I used to feel guilty about that.
That's what we
how
do.
because I also was brought up a Catholic.
but that's how we're
But that was a
programmed. The
guilty.
guilt.
And also, I come from a very, very generous family.
Yeah.
Give.
We reward
And it
martyring.
was like, oh, I can't think of me and it can't be about me until my husband of 37 years, we broke up. And then I went, F you all.
Yeah.
F you all.
F you this time
It's
stands
actually
for fuck
about
you.
me.
Yeah.
And so I went into a real slap mode. I actually slapped myself into it.
Right.
Because I'd never been like that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Imagine being guilty about wanting to give back to me. It makes me actually get teary.
Everybody, it's still
Really, it
yeah, it's
does.
still happening. Like the women that I look out in the crowd and I see these shiny eyes, I feel like the recognition they're seeing with themselves. And, you know, I really, the thousands of messages we receive, you know, over the course of probably, I'd say a month, we will just, they're sad, they're lonely, they're depressed.
so many lonely
They have no
people.
hope. That they're like, my marriage is done. I've left my job. This isn't just a niche thing. This is like 50% of divorces, 50% of marriages are in divorce. 47% of marriages currently ending are initiated by women. Like, that's not an accident. There's a real thing happening at the moment. And now we can all gather online and we can discuss our situations together and we can all look around and go, oh, it's not just me, because it's so isolating.
Oh, it's so true.
When your marriage is
it's
ending,
not just me.
it's so fucking isolating.
So what do you say, you know, got people listening and, you know, as you know, you're not alone and, you know, you're going through that. What do you say to people, Em? You know, do you think of that, you know, then there is a support group. Does it help by sharing these
Yes.
stories with others so you're not
Always.
alone,
Yeah.
you don't feel so isolated?
Yeah.
Anything else that you sort of think from...
I think sharing the stories is, well, this is essentially what I do in a leotard on stage with music.
Tell
It's
us
like-
about that.
Yeah,
Tell us, because it's
yeah, but
actually
It's
a
workshopping my
cabaret
trauma. Yeah,
comedy.
it
And so
is.
Tell
that
us how
helps people
Yeah.
by, you know,
Yeah.
if they're listening.
I
Yeah.
think I give permission.
And you wrote it all, didn't
yeah,
you?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I wrote a book last year, Blood, Sweat, and Glitter, which kind of
I
is
like that.
it's the prelude to this show, basically. Because but in the last chapter, my marriage had just ended, and my book had already been locked and sent out. But then Scott and I split up, and I asked my publishers to send it back. So the last chapter was written,
Wow.
yeah, at very last minute because the marriage had just ended, and I felt weird sending a book out into the world without what was the biggest thing
Totally.
happening as the last
That
chapter.
was like Glennon Doyle, you know, like that, and
Yeah.
a few, you know, like that with, you know,
Glennon,
those ones, you know, that,
Yeah.
and even who's the other one? And, but there's
Yeah.
a few that's done that,
Yeah,
like, and
I
they-
had
they-
to.
exactly.
And then
it's-
this show is what happened after.
Yes,
It's
So
because-
tell us
Yeah.
about the show. Like,
This
give
show
us some
is-
examples of.
Well, the show is, it opens with me acknowledging that all I wanted when I met Scott at 19, that's my ex-husband, was for him to choose me. That's all I wanted. And before that, I just wanted my parents to choose me. So I was just this overachieving little shit because everything I did was for external
So your grandfather
validation.
was right.
He was totally right. I was built for external validation from the moment I could talk, basically. And so I met Scott at 19, and my only prerequisite was that, oh, he liked me. I didn't thought about, were we compatible? Is this what I wanted? Were there any red flags? Like, I just went in, and my only kind of checklist was he liked me back. That was it. Like,
Yeah.
I had no standards at all.
Right.
And we kind of talk about that, and then all through the show, our relationship breaking down is sprinkled. But a lot of it is me being out on the dating apps. A lot of me is
Yahoo.
dating in
And
your
that'd
40s.
be fun, I bet. There'd be some funny times through
Funny
that.
sometimes.
And a song, is there a song in that one?
There's so many songs.
Oh, I can't wait. Can we get a little,
Yeah.
There's-
the little tease,
I mean,
tease,
we
because this
can
one's
send
got a
you-
joy. She's got a voice,
I
you
like
know,
to
like
sing.
that.
Yeah,
she
no,
likes to
Vibration
sing.
through the body makes you feel
Yes,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, no,
Bloody
there's some
hell.
originals in there. There's a song called Chosen. There's a song called Never Let a Man. But no, yeah, it's the dating. The dating in the 40s is it's a whole different thing, and I just seem to attract a lot of young.
Try do it in your 60s.
35-year-old men. Oh, girl. I've gone out with a lot of younger men.
Yes,
Oh, funny
yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
put it
yeah.
that way. So there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
And there's also been just the Hinge profiles for men of my age are almost cries for help. Like there's a lot of dead fish. There's a lot of, I just want someone who doesn't take life too seriously, which is code for don't have emotions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Please don't do it. Please don't make me feel
And
it.
don't do the work.
Don't complain. Yeah. And then I think also when you're dating in your 40s, the thing I've discovered, I'm not dating to find somebody to have kids with. I'm not dating. There's none of that normal societal pressure
It's a
on
good
me.
point. I don't think I've contemplated that
Yeah,
one.
I'm not looking
It's
for a
quite
check.
true.
I've got a house. I've got kids.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a provider.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for somebody to complement my life. I'm looking for somebody who wants to have adventures. I'm looking for somebody who kind of integrates, who adds. I'm not looking for someone to, to fill gaps and help me,
I like that.
Yeah, it's a whole, but men I think are a little bit discombobulated by that because they're kind of imbued in them to be providers and they've got certain things they're told they have to do. So when they meet someone like me, I don't need to be protected or provided for.
You're a catch.
I'm okay.
So what are you looking for in the relationship?
Well, I don't know if
She's a cat.
I don't even know.
Kind of.
I go through phases. At the moment, like I'm not dating at the moment. Like I've shut it all down because
Well, you got enough going on.
Yeah, and I realize I need to work on myself a bit more.
Good
and
girl.
Yeah, I
Very important.
I want to show up, but I want to get my life to such a place where it's so fucking good that a man isn't a lifeline. It's just like a bonus. And I think for a long time, men to women,
and that's really important what you just said.
I think that
because
is
there's a lot of people that don't do the work themselves, so they're looking for what their needs are in someone
And no
else,
partner
and
can
that's
give that to you.
dangerous.
No.
Yeah.
because it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
So
And it
really
kind of dooms
great
the
words of
relationship from the
advice.
start.
I think the
Yeah.
biggest gift from everything is, and it sounds corny there, it's self-love and looking within and getting it from yourself, because we all know, and you were just saying, external validation, it's not going to really fill your cup. And ultimately, and even though sometimes the hardest things in life, and no one likes going through it, we know no one likes going through it, but they really are the gifts, and it might take a long time for you to find those gifts, but for people out there, they are. And it's funny, we just had like Dr. Love talking with your show,
wow.
Addicted
You know
to
her.
Life.
So, no, I've seen her around.
Bloody
Yeah.
But she
dynamic.
made, and I
Yeah.
think
Should
it's
get
a
her on the
really
potty.
positive thing as well, is when a relationship ends, there is the thing of really there is that grief, but there is the freedom as well,
Yeah.
and you can have both those
It's true.
emotions, and but what also she said is, you come from a place actually of power, not a victim if someone's left you there, because it's all data, it's all like life experience. So
true.
when you enter your next chapter or your next relationship, especially if you've had time to work on yourself or
More solid.
there,
If there's
you
such a
can.
word.
But it's
your
so good
stage.
talking and all these feelings there that you aren't alone.
It's true.
And we applaud you for
Go, Em.
speaking out
Seriously.
and saying that this show is going to be a hoot.
Do you know, I heard on Mel Robbins recently, I can't remember the person she was interviewing, but it's resonated with me. ADHD, how because I've been reading a lot about you, how you retain things. It was fascinating. This guy said with a bee's not attracted to a dead flower or a bush that's dying or deciduous, whatever. A bee's attracted to a flower that's blooming. Now, there's so much in that. When you do the work, you bloom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for those that are listening going, what is that? Doing the work.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you right now? What is resonating that's negative?
Yeah.
Okay, unfurl that.
Yeah.
Unfurl it.
Yeah.
And you'll be a happier, better human. In your case, you're in the thick of it with kids and career and menopause, all of the above.
I am.
But guess
and
what?
deciding to financially back myself.
In
in
essence,
financial
what
crisis.
Nicola's saying, there is light at the end of the
Yeah, for
tunnel.
sure.
You will
Yeah.
bloom again and be
Yeah.
like, oh my
And I
God.
like that also you can bring some, the gift is you bring humour into
I have
it.
to
It's
because I
everything.
had the
And
whole
it's
your
so
survival
healthy,
mechanism.
because you can stay in that fetal position, which we've all been
I
in.
still do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Hit a
healthy
bone.
use of both.
Exactly.
But also when your
It's a
body's
self-hug.
Yeah, when your body's going through reverse puberty, which mine is at the moment. Like I had a second date, which I vividly describe in this show, which is like, I think it's the worst second date of my body.
Tell us,
completely
come on.
went rogue.
We do want to
you've
see
gotta
the
come see
show, but give us a little
it's like
hint.
the worst thing that could happen just say things were backed up because I'm in perimenopause. I was on white linen sheets. And his dog was in, like, it was a whole,
no.
there was a shower
what?
involved. He had to carry me. This was our second date.
Okay.
Younger
It's
man.
sounding healthy.
It
And
was hectic. And I've never had it happen to, and I was crying to him. I was explaining,
love it.
and this whole thing unfolds on stage and me
He's got
vividly
a
acting it out.
pencil,
Oh my
he's
God.
going,
The education this
Tell
young
us
man.
more.
Do you know what I love?
And he's
Is that
gonna come-
Vince the dad
My dad's there.
Oh, what?
The whole
Well,
time.
he's-
What? You should see, but he's so used to it. But the good thing is this
He's
man's
so
gonna,
used to it.
This man's
Narcissism.
coming to my show. He doesn't like we're still friends.
Wow.
This man I went on a few dates with.
Yeah.
He's coming to the show in Melbourne. He doesn't know he's in the show.
Oh, I love this.
But he's got a good 15 minutes in the show because the date was.
Well, he was there.
the first person I dated after my marriage ended. Like this was my
How
first
nervous, like a little girl. So
hit out.
nervous.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been single
I
since
can
the late
relate.
90s. Like this
Yeah.
is insanity. And then
Yeah.
my body.
No one talks about
exploded.
this. The first date, how terrified you are.
Oh, my body
Yeah.
exploded. Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the worst way possible.
Oh,
So I
God.
put it on the stage show because it left such a mark on me that I
Literally on the
and
white
his bed,
linen.
it'll never.
And he's,
I'll haunt him forever. Nothing's
mark.
getting those stains
It
out.
sure
Let me
did.
tell you right.
that is so funny.
Oh
But bring
my
us back as well.
God.
Like, we've had Bianca Dye on, who you'd probably know,
Yes,
being
yeah,
radio,
of
and
course.
she was
Great
Dye, and
bird.
she talks
Yeah.
about with ADHD as
Yeah,
well. It's
yeah.
interesting that. How were you first? How did it come about for you to be diagnosed
Yeah.
with that neurodivergence as well?
It was during lockdown, and I was working at like a quarter of the pace, but I was finding it really difficult to just answer emails. And every time I'd walk into a room, I forget why I was there, and I was not sleeping. And
How old are you at this stage?
I was 45.
Whoa.
45. Actually, 43. No, I was 43.
Wow.
And I went in to see my doctor, and luckily Tony, he's retired now, but he delivered me from my mother's vagina. Like he's known me my whole
Vagine.
life. And he said to me, all right, we're going to test your ovaries, see how they're going. We're going to check your iron levels. And have you thought about ADHD? And I looked at him, and this was before anyone was talking about
Yeah.
women. And I said, no, like in my mind, Bart Simpson is ADHD.
Yeah,
like,
of
you know.
course.
And
Yeah.
I said, absolutely not. He said,
Yeah.
look, I've been reading a lot of stuff coming out of the States, and there's been an increase in women over 40 being diagnosed with ADHD. And what happens is when your estrogen levels start declining, the symptoms start showing up. So this is why there's been this huge cohort of us being diagnosed
That's interesting,
now.
isn't it?
Because estrogen acts as a protective for your brain, but then once it starts going, if you are ADHD, your symptoms are going to start screaming at you. And so I got the test, and I was ADHD as fuck. The first test I ever passed.
The first test
I
you
aced
ever
it
passed.
because I zoned out halfway through. I got
Congratulations.
so
Just
bored.
going, bing.
But then my
Okay.
school reports, when we went back through my school reports during the diagnostics, and it's like, in some subjects I was a model student. Like, she pays attention, homework goes on time. But then the subjects I wasn't interested in,
Yeah.
always late, disorganized, talks, distracts everybody
Oh,
else.
I love that. I was the same as you.
Oh, you're definitely ADHD.
Maths,
Yeah, yeah.
maths, I
100%.
can tell you now.
You are
Oh,
neurodivergent.
Like, don't bother doing maths anymore.
No, but that was
'Cause I
always
didn't
the
like
case.
it.
But they say to me, "You're lazy. Why are you applying yourself here
Yeah,
and not here?" And I really
but-
developed a lot of shame around
Yes.
my lack of intellect, so to
Yes.
speak. So all of that stuff kind of made sense.
Wow.
And then, I did a National Press Club address about it and talked
Good
about it.
girl.
Then my son was diagnosed as autistic, and then I started seeing myself there. So I got diagnosed after my son. I'm also autistic. So finding out kind of that missing piece about, the way my brain is and the way I kind of move through the world, that all kind of came together. And then on top of that was the perimenopause. So it was this kind of jamming of three things together that really explained why I am so extreme, why I am so blunt, why, I do have to cut the tags out of all my clothes, why I do have to pre-plan packing, why I do have a crazy recall of things. And my brain is like a penis, right? So if I'm interested in something, it'll get an erection, and I'll become all about it. Like my brain is like doing, and I'm in. And it's usually like fashion, art, people, colourful shit. But if I would just say it'll be a flaccid little sausage if it's like answering emails or like having to answer phone calls, due bills.
Menial tasks.
Yeah,
I
like
get it.
so there's this, and that's the ADHD brain. You are interest driven, not importance driven.
But was it important for you to be labelled, so to
Yes.
speak?
Yeah, I
like how
really
did
wanted
that
to be
change for
labelled.
you?
Good
How
question.
did
How
how did
did
it change for you?
It changed
Because you've
everything.
lived with this for
and
45
not well.
years.
And not well.
Like, this is me.
And,
But,
the
hey.
toll that took on me and my self-esteem and all the things I told myself made me a shit person, the label enabled me to reframe those things. And because I am autistic, I needed the proof. I needed the solid bit of paper to be able to say to myself, the next time I'm like, oh, you're bad at this, or you're lazy, or you're shit. My autistic brain is like, no, you got the diagnosis. You know why you are the way you are. And so for me, it was for myself to have that label was just, it enabled me to reframe anything I felt shame around as, no, this is your neurotype. And you're really good at these things. I'm really good at hard stuff and really shit at easy things. That's kind of how it ended up manifesting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I can write a whole musical and production and put it on, but my electricity bill is perpetually late. Like these things, and it was the same at school. So yeah, the label for me and the diagnosis for me was very important because I was able to reframe myself and start being much kinder to myself.
Oh, that's a great one.
And that's why I say
that's actually beautiful.
Women always say that.
I
Why
love what
bother?
you just said.
Yeah.
How did that label affect you? You just nailed
Made me
it.
kinder.
I was kinder.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's just
It's
made me feel
important.
emotional.
Well, I think women especially, a man may not feel the need to go and get the diagnosis because they're never questioned. They can do, but for us, for me, it felt like punk. It felt like, no, I'm going to pursue this. And everyone says to me, but you don't seem like autistic or ADHD. I'm like, I actually am. Like, I actually aced both those fucking tests, but I masked. All women mask.
Don't you love it? I aced it.
Yeah,
like
and
I
I love
did.
that. I love it. And also, I guess there's different levels of it because you were saying, I think, people have all got different sort of levels of, whether ADHD
Is that
or
a-
autistic.
that-
No,
that-
is that right?
No,
or not?
I mean, you're either are or you aren't. It just
Right.
depends.
Okay.
It may
didn't
show up
know
in
that.
different
No.
ways because it's like you're either you're either a woman if that's your chosen
Yes,
or
okay,
you're
yeah.
not. Like you're born gay, you're born neurodivergent. It's not something you develop.
Yes.
So the way it shows up, unless you are, say, autistic with a co-occurring disability, like a profound disability, then that's a different section of disability altogether.
Right.
But in terms of if you are an autistic ADHD person like me, if you're in environments that are okay for that, like I've landed in work that suits those aspects of myself. But when I used to work in offices, it was
What
horrific
fun
for
working
me.
with
it
you
was
in an
terrible.
office.
It was bad. The downlights.
I couldn't do a
the-
9 to 5
Like,
job
I don't want to
either.
do a
I've
that.
never done it. I
couldn't.
flew with the
I can do
airlines.
that.
and
I can run the business, but I
9
can't
to
do that.
5 or route. I've
Nah.
been one of those anti-routine people nearly all my life.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
can't.
like not routines.
But everyone
Me
says to
too.
me, when someone says to me, I was never a little bit ADHD, I kind of like, no.
Well, that's good to know because
They're
you know,
not.
yes,
No.
Yeah, because look, we all have to pee, right? Of course.
Yeah.
But if you have to pee 100 times a day, then it's gonna affect your life and you're gonna go see a doctor. And that's kind of how I explain the ADHD experience. For me, it sometimes profoundly affects my life in a negative way, in that, I did end up in a lot of debt because I wasn't paying bills, and I'm not very good with money, and there are lots of ways in which my ADHD has negatively impacted me. I am very blunt. I am very I'm very spontaneous, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. And
No filter.
yeah,
I love it.
none. And so sometimes none. And sometimes that's
You know
put
where
me
you
in real
stand with
trouble.
them. I love
Yeah.
that.
Truly. But I've gotten in big trouble in jobs
it can be
before.
hurtful sometimes.
And I
if-
don't
yeah.
recognise authority.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
recognise hierarchy at all because
Yes.
that's the autistic brain. It's like,
Yeah.
well, why?
Part of
are
that's
you-
really
question
nice,
it.
though. Isn't
Why are
it?
you better
Well,
than
he's
me?
grandfather.
I like
Remember his
that.
words?
That's
I
why,
love it.
I interviewed Meryl Streep earlier this year and Anne Hathaway, and in my job I get to interview amazing people, and I sat opposite Meryl Streep, and it was just the most natural conversation ever. I didn't feel overwrought, and it's probably one of the best interviews I've ever done, and yeah, because I didn't sit down and think, oh, she's better than me. It was Meryl, and I'm like, oh my God, I love you, but we just had a chat like we were old mates, and she said that. She said, I feel like I've known you forever.
Wow.
And that's been my experience with, I've interviewed Pink. That's been my experience with every kind of big name I think that's what makes me good at my job, is that I don't recognise hierarchy. I don't think anyone's better or less than.
Isn't that good? Because I think
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
that's actually true. I mean, they might hold a higher power or a prime minister or this or that, but ultimately we're all human beings.
Exactly.
So true.
So to
Yeah.
me, I
And
think
you're
that's
not threatened
really
by
when they
that.
go, it's a superpower. But I
Yeah.
think that's really smart
Oh,
because
some straight white men have a problem with it.
no, well, they
especially
can
if they're on a
suck that
radio
up.
board.
You know? Yeah,
Oh, funny that.
I got pulled in front of a
Exactly.
few radio
That's it.
boards in
I
my
bet.
time.
it's
I
totally
bet.
true.
See, that's
true.
why
Yeah.
podcasting's a dream, because you
I
can
have to.
be free.
I have
Yes,
to.
yes.
How
even
does
just
that sit with you? Like going into podcasting
independently too?
Yeah.
So I was the Spotify's first.
Okay.
We were their first kind of commissioned podcast, and I let them lease my brand for a few years, and then I decided, no, I want it back, and they were amazing, but I'm completely independent. I run my own studio, and everything I'm doing now, I'm kind of fueling myself, but that comes at a cost. But mainstream media, even just like trying to promote this show, I can't get on any mainstream media shows despite bringing millions of people with me. I have a huge audience that
You
always
sure
click
do.
on and
radio,
take
breakfast
us,
radio.
like get on. Like Ricky Lee's having me on. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that so? Why?
I think it's because I've never really played by
You're
the
honest?
rules of commercial
Yes,
television and radio, and everybody there knows that. And I think I terrify a lot of them. I've probably burnt a bridge at some point and said something they didn't like. But even just getting to promote this show, I've gone through podcasts, I've gone through friends, but you won't see me in like a Stella. You won't see me in a Woman's Weekly.
Interesting.
They won't have.
Well,
and yet I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
You're the person I would grab because how refreshing.
I know.
But
Well,
also
that's
I
why
bring,
we.
is
I bring
my
a stuck
opinion.
on
I know.
audience
That's
too.
yeah.
Sorry,
Well, that's
you
what
what?
we-
I bring an audience
Yeah,
with me.
well,
like on the
To
business
me,
side of
it's
things.
no brainer.
Yeah.
Like, excuse the pun.
I mean,
but-
we
Yeah.
want to do so much anyhow, show or without the show. We've always, haven't we?
Amazing.
We've always liked
You-
Em.
y-
And,
yeah.
and I think you are helping so many people
Yeah.
by being so honest. And we were also talking about the diagnosis there. And then what happens from there? Do you get some medication?
Yes,
Does
I
that
was
help
medicated,
now?
100%.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
So
also,
how does that? What happens with the medication?
It's like
for
putting
example?
like glasses on my brain. It was like,
Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
things.
For
Oh,
me,
Glasses
love
on your
you.
brain.
For me, it
Great
was
line.
Yes.
it immediately helped me, and like I kind of, it's not a cure, but it's like putting a torch on in a dark house. Like I'm kind of fumbling around a lot in the dark, and when I need to focus and answer emails and do admin and show
You
up,
can do it now.
I take the medication, and it's like just putting a torch on for like 5 or 6 hours, and I get it done, and then it's off, and then I'm out back into the world unhinged and diabolical. But but also
Is it like antidepressants? Do you have to
it's-
adjust it, or you just take a
it's
pill?
stimulants. Yeah,
Wow.
it's instant. It's 30 minutes.
That's
and
quite easy,
you know
eh?
if it's going to work for you or not within half an hour.
Wow.
I mean, then
Within half an hour.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
but you spend time adjusting the dosage and figuring
Yes.
out what's right for you. And
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, but for me, it's also been about changing the way I live and outsourcing stuff to other people that I'm not particularly strong at. And it's just been a readjusting of how I move through the world, having this now knowledge about myself. And has been therapy. And it's also been a lot of grief. It's been sad. 10-year-old Em who just was trying so hard and kept getting told by her teachers, you're lazy and you're messy and all those things. And it's going back and saying to her, hey, here you are is exactly right. And the system set up around you is what's failing you. You're not failing.
Brilliant.
And
words.
the school systems are set up for kids like me to fail. They're not set up for really curious brains who like to go sideways, who have different interests. They're all just very much a hamburger with a lot cookie cutter approach still. Schools are getting better, but they've got a long way to go in allowing neurodivergent kids to really find the topic they're into and then apply the learning to that and let them flourish and let them have self-confidence.
And you're giving back to the neurodivergent community.
I really
and
advocate
with
hard,
everything
yeah.
else going on in your life, Em,
Yes.
sorry, but
Yeah.
can
No, I
I
had
just
to.
say thank you
Yeah.
for okay, you've been labelled, so we'll put it down to that word.
Oh, I love it.
And as a
Label me.
consequence, you've realised how fruitful that has been
Yeah.
moving forward in this world,
Yeah.
in this cray world. A lot of people take that on and just off they go with their saddle of life and continue through their journey. But others like you spread the word and try and heal and help others. And that is such a gift.
Well, I try to make the thing I needed in the moment I was in crisis. Like I try to make, I made a podcast called Anomalous, which is just 6 steps. And it's for people who think they might be neurodivergent or know somebody.
So that's a gift.
And it was,
You know?
it was just like this
Tune
simple
into that,
guide to, because the internet is so full of misinformation, especially now with AI. And I wanted to make something with experts. And then, when I was going through perimenopause, I made Rage Against the Vagine, which is another 6-part docu-pod where I gathered 25 of the world's best experts on perimenopause. Because when I found out I was in perimenopause, I was
No
like,
stopping it.
what the fuck? Like, what? So I got everyone I could and we made this thing. And so, when my marriage ended, I looked around for something. And this is where these stand-up shows come from. I couldn't find the thing I needed to say, bitch, it's going to be okay. It's going to be hard. You're going to cry a lot. You're going to start again. You're going to feel like a failure. You're going to have some wins. But, if you because I've spent my whole career telling women to back themselves. Everything I've ever made is basically got the underlying message of just back yourself. You're so powerful. But I didn't really start doing that for myself until this is the first tour I've backed myself in on and completely
Well,
financial.
we
Well
can't wait.
done.
So it's in
Well
Sydney
done,
in September.
Em, for
What
doing
is
that.
yours? When's it in Melbourne?
It's in Melbourne. I'm playing the Palais Theatre on
I love the Palais.
Friday, then the night before Sydney, so whatever that is, the 18th.
Yep.
We kick off in Brisbane on the August the 20th.
We'll put it in our show notes.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll
but
put
I'm
it in,
touring
yeah.
around the country. I'm
What
playing.
about Perth?
Perth's the last
Gee.
day.
Because I might see you in Perth because I'm going on a hiking thing.
When is
so,
that? What month's
That's
Perth?
whatever the grand final is. Where I'm playing on the same day as grand final day.
Oh, God.
It's the end of September. You guys will have all the things. I'm
Yes.
going to Thirroul, Wollongong. I'm going to Newcastle.
Great theatre in
that's
Thirroul.
I love
Right.
Anita's.
Great,
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
cinema,
to my Newcastle
theatre.
pals, that is the slowest selling show. If we could pick it up,
Really?
Newey. Yes, Newey,
Newey,
pick it up.
yes.
Yeah, no, that's been
Wow.
a slog. But just
Well,
know
we'll
that.
plug it.
Please
We'll
plug it. Just know
Yeah.
one small person is funding this entire tour, and we need to sell those
And you know who
tickets.
that is?
Yes,
It's
yes.
Emma. So
Me.
you got
Oh, it's
to
me.
look after. Hey, listen, I'm driving. I was listening to Emsolation, your
My podcast
potty,
with my best friend.
and
yes.
I was just and Michael is
Michael
it?
Lucas,
Michael,
yeah.
God,
And you've been
he's-
buddies for years.
Since we were
isn't
11.
he?
He's
Well,
equally as funny.
He's
but
amazing.
can you do me a favour, please, and the listeners, obviously? You were talking about how you watched the Dallas.
The DCC.
Dallas cowgirl
cheerleaders. Yeah.
And you've been watching that with your daughter.
Yes.
Can you and
I like that show.
tell us
Yeah.
all how you talk through the show to your daughter, and
We
give me
do.
some examples of
Oh,
what
God,
happens
I've
in the
gotta
show.
get into character.
Because honestly, I'll start because I love him
Oh,
in
the
Julep.
southern accent.
I
Well,
love him
I
in
said-
Julep.
I saw those pictures of her online, and I said, we cannot have that at the DCC. Now, your skirt is entirely too short. I can see what you have for breakfast. The DCC women are hectic, and they discovered Reddit. And when
And how they
saw
talk
Reddit-
about their body shapes.
Oh, yeah,
Tell
now
us about
she,
that.
She is a slender thing.
Yeah.
And then she's she is filling out that uniform, and she is just spilling out of those shorts. Yeah, the way I love a Southern woman.
Wow.
And you talk to your
Oh,
daughter.
my daughter and I,
with
we
the
watch it,
southern,
yes,
like through the whole
Marcella.
show.
And what are your daughters? Are they following in your footsteps in theatre? And
Yeah, they're both incredible artists.
Yeah.
Marcella certainly is in theatre, and she's also she does a lot of like social media and filming and editing, and auditioning for shows at the moment, and isn't quite sure if she wants to be in front of or behind the camera. Odette, my middle daughter, is an incredible graphic artist, so
Wow.
she's
Love
working at a
that.
bookshop at the moment because she's a book girly and living her
Good.
fantasy.
Good thing.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then Elio, my 7-year-old son, is a force unto himself. He's incredible.
Let's
He's-
keep you on your toes.
He's taught me
Yeah.
so much about myself. Yeah, I would
Wow.
not have learned
What a
everything.
beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
If
In the old days, it'd be into your room, slam the door where you've got the door wide
Oh,
open.
no, and my whole
and you can
house
see him
is- yeah.
for every part of
Yeah,
him.
he's the
you
best.
empathise.
I do, and
Yeah.
he says that. He says we're the same, Mum. I said we are.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
and he knows that he's autistic, and what that means is, he's got a really curious brain, and it's always wanting information, and sometimes, things are a bit loud for him, and he needs to rest, and we need to be a bit soft with him, and also all the messaging that little boys get.
And he's the only male
neurodivergent or not.
now in
yeah.
the household.
Yeah, he
Actually,
is.
what is your house? I've got to ask, what is your household like? Like with you, the
it's pretty
dynamics,
chill, actually.
and him, like as in two with no filters. How does that work?
Well, three of
Three.
all of us.
Is it? They're all
yeah.
on
Lately,
the
my daughters
spectrum?
and I have been. All kids are autistic ADHD. All of us have
Right,
been
okay,
diagnosed.
so-
Generally, if one is, the entire family. is.
Interesting.
It doesn't skip people.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm yet to meet a family that has like a child that isn't.
Right.
If one of them is, and they've got multiple
It
kids,
runs in the family.
yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
And like I look at my family and spotting it.
See, FUNN.
Yeah, right
fun.
on, right on, baby.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're all really sensitive, very blunt people.
You'd all know where you stood.
Yeah, and it's usually shouted from one end of the house to the other.
But it's
But it's
interesting
out,
when you
done.
say also you're sensitive, because I think
So
that's
sensitive.
really important for people to hear that, because when they hear people who can be blunt,
yeah.
they mightn't think that you've got
That's
the
a good point.
sensitivity
Oh, God.
there, where
Highly
sometimes you can
sensitive
be
person.
highly sensitive,
Yeah.
which is kind of a gift, really, because it can make you then empathise with others.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it also puts me in perpetual burnout.
Right.
I absorb people's energies and people's what's happening for them. And I also have synesthesia.
Wow.
Like I see colours around emotions as well. So I
Right.
constantly,
Wow.
so I'm always in glasses and headphones because I can't turn it down. And I take the world in at 11 out of 10. Smells,
Right.
colours, sights, sounds, feelings. And yeah, so I'm often in a bit of shutdown because I am so sensitive to everything. And I didn't realise that was
yeah.
because of neurodivergence.
Yes.
Because my brain and my ears take in a lot more than a neurotypical person.
How is it
Yeah.
living with that?
It's a lot, and it's why I don't leave the house a lot unless it's for work.
Right.
I can't go to a shopping centre. It's like a hate crime.
Yeah.
The smells. And the latest thing for a lot of shops is having a really strong scent.
Right.
Like Style Runner does it, and Nana Judy. No. What's the? There's another label that does it, and it's like a really strong room spray or something.
Right. They've got them now. I get it.
Yeah,
I know
their
exactly
own
what you
candles.
mean.
Yeah.
It's actually
Really.
bad for you, apparently.
I can't get. No,
yeah.
it does. It messes with your endocrine system.
Olfactory,
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
So, and Lush were actually the first shop. Remember how Lush?
Yes,
all those
with the soaps.
those bombs
Yeah.
of
Crimes.
Yeah.
Love Lush.
yeah.
So that kind of thing, going to shopping centres, I always used to wonder why I'd have to come home from, say, any Westfield and then need like a lie down in a dark room. And I thought, you're just a bad person. Like, why can't you? This is stupid. And then I found out why.
Right.
For being kind to yourself.
Justified it all.
Yeah.
What
So
about
now,
the socials? Because some people
nightmare.
can't stand it. Other people bounce off it,
Yeah,
get
it's
energy
so
from
true.
people. And
So
others,
bad.
it's like
Wow.
their nightmare.
Give
For
me a
someone that
stage-
stands up on
give me a stage in front of 3,000 people,
and
not a
you're
room full of 10.
And you're fine.
No after
But
party.
To a social,
No,
why?
no,
Because it's
no.
people you don't know, or is it like?
I think the social expectations are clear in that exchange. Like I yell and sing at them for 2 hours, they clap and sometimes yell stuff back, and I know what the rules of
Great.
engagement are. But being an autistic person, I really struggle with reading social situations, and I am literal and I am blunt. And often with women especially, there are unspoken societal rules and hierarchies and little game playing, and I'm so worried about offending people that I end up kind of not really listening to what they're saying because I'm monitoring my tone. I'm also hearing everything in the room.
Checking in on you.
Yeah, and I'm
Right.
hyper aware of making too much eye contact or not enough. And so in the end, I just give up and don't go.
Yeah.
But then there are some, like I will walk into a room full of camp gay men and be fine.
Yeah.
If gay men enjoy me instead of, I feel like a lot of the general public endure me, and you really do. Like my ex-husband certainly endured me. Like I can feel it.
Yeah.
But all the gay men in my life, they enjoy the more extreme aspects of my personality, and I feel like
We love it.
Yeah. And women,
Great.
women who
You
are
know,
similar.
like-
All my female friends
Isn't
are
it?
like
But
very
I find
similar
this
to
so
us, yeah.
ironic. Like you were asking about being social. The amazing thing is Em's so public. Like she's got the microphone, literally for a living. And there's the irony in that, where you're going out to hundreds of thousands.
Well, she's who I want to be.
To a party.
But I
it's so
understand-
intimate.
I understand that though,
totally.
because
it's
and
remarkable.
I mean,
At least you can
Oprah
spread the word.
Even says, she'll have some parties, but she'll even sort of say she'd much rather be home with a book, quiet there. She can do all that.
Yeah.
But I think it's even like what we do, or and I've worked on the airlines. You got so many people. Then I used to have go to my hotel room sometimes and go, do not disturb for 24 hours.
Mini bar.
Yeah.
And then, or have a bath and just have time for me.
Totally.
And then really get myself back, and then I could go. Then I could be there. Just otherwise, sometimes when you're out and you give so much, you need that time. But I was thinking for you, when you've got that 24/7 going, I can only imagine that. But I love it that you've
It's heaven. The
you're
whole thing.
Such a gift with what
you're a
you've
good
got.
news story.
I also take
Enduring
responsibility for other people's happiness my whole life, like for the vibe of the mood of the room. And I'm really sensitive. Someone's like not happy, so then that becomes my problem. And it doesn't need to. I think
Is that awareness now
Yes.
making you
Yes.
go, you know what, that's even how I used to be, or
let
it's
people
like
have
this.
their emotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what my psych
let
said to
them.
me. Let them.
them.
I disagree
let
with
them.
Mel
We know.
Robbins
We
on
No,
that.
but
We-
there's
exactly.
a part.
I don't like
but
to
there's a
let
part
them-
of it
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It's
Yes.
like the whole
Not as a
problem is
general rule.
I've been letting them. That's how I got in this situation.
Yeah.
I
get
talk
it.
about Mel in the show, actually,
Yeah.
interestingly.
Oh,
But,
wow.
no, but no, it's
Good,
like
bring it
Did you
on.
see her show?
no, I'm kind of against a lot of her.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
No,
fair
and you're not
enough.
alone.
Everyone's
Yes,
entitled.
Yeah, I have an
But
issue with.
I'm a bit of
There's a
both,
bit,
aren't
and
I?
that's you can take two things can be true at once, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to write her off
yeah.
completely.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
I like
Totally.
to interrogate some of her ideas, but I think
Interrogation.
And good for you.
The best thing
Great
my
word.
psychologist said to me was, let your kids be angry and sad. Like, let
Yes.
people, don't take responsibility for kind of, and that was just me trying to not feel bad things come back at me. That's me like projecting forward. Well, if that happens and they're unhappy, then my life's going to be a bit harder down the road. So if I mitigate that all now and control everything, control, then, and if I make
Exhausting.
sure that, then I end up
Exhausting.
betraying myself. So now yeah, I think when I go into social situations, I immediately, because I am a performer and it is the audience's mood is my responsibility. That's literally my job. It's what people have paid money for. I find that hard to turn off when I go into social situations. So I'll either overdo it or underdo it.
Right. The beauty in you is that you understand and appreciate the power in humour.
Yeah.
In comedy.
It truly...
because I've known a few comedians over the years, and it's like a double-edged sword. You've got this bravado of gags and everyone's, laughing, and they go home and there's underneath that, that sort of...
we're all sad clowns.
It's actually really interesting. A lot of people don't talk about that.
Yeah, I know that every comedian I know is
and,
sad.
and it actually, it's a remarkable thing to turn that into making other people laugh and happy.
Yeah.
Where they go home to their sadness.
Yeah.
I've always found that
It's the only way to survive it. Like, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
There you go. You nailed it. Yeah. That's a survival skill.
It absolutely.
Wow.
I don't have a choice, or I wouldn't get through it.
Wow.
And if you can't monetize your trauma as a woman, then hey.
And good for you for doing that, and good for you to
and look,
to
on
do
that
it as
note,
a
I want to ask you put one word to you.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to you? Courage.
Yeah,
you use that. I've heard you use that word a bit.
I don't like the word confidence. I think confidence is a sham. I think there's plenty of middle-aged white guys who have confidence that have no business having it. And I think women are told, this makeup will make you confident. This underwear will make you confident. And confidence is bullshit. Courage is quieter. And all women are born with courage baked into their DNA because of what life has in
I think
store
men
for us.
too, not just women.
No, I think women especially, because we are probably going to go through childbirth. We're probably going to go through perimenopause. We're going to have to go through menstruating. We're going to have to walk through a life that's been set up for us to fail because the patriarchy has been set up for men to do well.
Men are beautiful too.
Yeah, but this isn't about hating men. This is not about,
But courage with you,
well, it's just something
it's
like
so
we don't have a
powerful,
choice.
the word.
But I think women have to be courageous or we're fucked.
But I like also when you say
That's
courage is quiet.
It's quiet.
It is. And that resonated.
We have to be.
I think that's really true.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're saying confidence or someone, the louder the voice, sometimes it's a bit of like an alarm
Confidence
bell
is
going.
bullshit.
And I
it's
come into a
fascinating
room
angle.
and I actually so get where you're coming from with that, because I think it is sometimes it's that internal thing, and sometimes when people have to say how good they are, or brag about things, you go, oh, okay. The real courage comes from within.
Just showing up as a woman is punk and badass and being who you are. And my show is not about hating men. My show is like the patriarchy has done men such a disservice that now we have this male loneliness
Good on you
epidemic.
for saying that.
And it's because men have never been encouraged to fully explore their emotions, to have them, and they don't know how to ask for what they want.
True.
And we're now in this situation where we're at a bit of a standoff. Men are in crisis because they don't know how to. And what women want now is all the things men were told were not okay. We want a man who's in touch with his emotions. We want a man who takes the mental load and domestic load equally. We want a man who embraces his femininity and is okay with being in his soft and all those terrible words that are being thrown around.
Now they're all doing. Back to, and you've got to tune in.
What we need to encourage that.
Dr. Love, who I'm saying again, I keep on saying her, but she was so good, but she also does different courses, and she was also saying now she's doing one for men.
Good.
And
which is fabulous.
Well, that's what I say, bring the men to my show.
Well, that's why I'm glad you brought that to the fore.
So I think
because it's important.
Yeah,
it's
so
vital.
I think that's a really good thing as well.
Totally. The men need to be given permission to feel their emotions, to show up, vulnerable. Like there's so much power in a man being vulnerable. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
From the minute boys come into the world,
I find it
told,
really
don't
attractive,
do it.
to be honest.
But it's not safe for men because of patriarchy. They don't realize.
Well, that's wearing down, thank God.
How much of a disservice
and I think men
this
are
thing
probably
has done
happier
them.
because it's a burden. A lot of that.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I think
It's
that's
slowly,
really true.
So that was really cool the way you responded with.
You got to bring them in.
Confidence is shit. I'm coming back there again. Courage. I think it's a great reply. I love that. I love to reply. I love what you just said.
Yeah, it's a quiet thing that coming into the world as a woman, it's just baked into you. And every time you show up authentically, every time you take a risk on yourself, every time, we know what childbirth entails. We know it's fucking horrific, but a lot of us still show up for it regardless. Like, it's just this nature has put it in us, and I think we're constantly having to tap into that. And we don't even realize. And sometimes doing the big brave things. It means just believing you can a little bit more than you think you can't, and that's courage. It's just that 1% in the column of, well, maybe I'll give this a crack. That's courage, quietly. It's like, well, am I going to quit my job and go and do this new business venture, or am I going to go start that gym membership? Am I going to leave my marriage? Am I going to tell my best friend she's being a bitch? You know, it's just, and I need her to change, or I'm going to tell my daughters that I need them to help me more. It's just those little acts of kind of rebellion. That's the quiet courage I'm talking about.
Oh, I love it.
You know, if you build enough of those up, you have a big life change. So that's why, courage for women it's inbuilt. And if you're feeling beaten down by life, it's in you, girl. Like, it's there. You just have to believe 1% more that you can, more than you think you can't. And that's it. That's the big life change done.
You've made me emotional about 4 times. All I thought I was going to do was laughing my head off. But you know what's been beautiful is getting into you, who you are.
Yeah.
You know, getting to know you.
Yes. She's
And-
not
I'd
just
really
that.
like to, because you're in your 40s now. I can't wait to see you when you're in 10 years'
Oh,
time,
God.
50s and 60s
God,
and
help.
70s. You're like, whoa.
The
It'll
dementia
be
era.
right there. It'll be
If you
wild.
think there's no filter now.
Yeah, that's just it. Watch out, here she comes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, this
Yeah.
has been so good.
Yeah.
We've got some of our
Yeah,
signature
we
questions.
do.
Did you want to shoot
Go.
today?
Oh, my God. I can't wait for this one. If you had the opportunity of swinging your legs over a gum tree branch down the back fence, if you had the opportunity of meeting someone there, who would that be and
Madonna.
why? Oh, yay.
Oh, hey,
Hold
wow.
on. Tell us what
She's
you've
my
got.
biological mother. That's
What
why.
was something you were just talking about with Madonna on your podcast? With
Oh, well,
what?
she's got a new album.
Lisa McGuigan
Confessions
What
is
is it?
the whole thing. Her whole thing is with Madonna as well, isn't
She
it? With
loves
us. She
it.
I love her.
it. Yes,
She's doing
yes, yes.
exactly what she wants, how she
yeah.
wants it, and she doesn't give a shit what anyone's saying
Got one
about
of her
it.
bras, you know.
Yeah,
like-
the
Yeah.
Gaultier
Yeah.
Crane
Yeah.
bras.
Yeah.
Well, not the
Oh.
actual
And
Gaultier
that was
ones,
a
but
fair
yeah.
time ago, too.
Yeah, no, she is.
So Madonna, I love it.
She gave me permission to be a muscular, short-haired, loud Italian girl. And that's what I was. And the minute I saw
Yeah,
her
I
girly
get
show
that.
poster, I remember just thinking, oh, okay. Because I always felt like I was an alien. I always felt like I was a bit too Italian, a bit too much, a bit like always having these, like, just like bursting out of my skin personality-wise. And then I saw Madonna for the first time and I was like, oh, my God. Because, you know, if you can't be it if you can't see it. And she was the it I wanted to be. And I've loved her ever since I was
Oh
a
my
little girl.
God.
Oh,
We'll have to be
see,
there.
and that's what I like. Also,
We're going to be watching over the
as
back
you know,
fence.
Em, there's a little Italian girl who's watching you right now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and, you know, could be neurodivergent, could
Yeah.
be that, and now
Yep.
looks at you and going, well, this is what you can do, you know, and then you can get support, you can talk about it.
Yeah.
So
What'd she
that's
say?
so good.
Yeah.
But I think now, because it's, I mean, we just adore you, I'm going to throw 2 questions at you because
it.
we don't normally do it, but I'm so interested in this is, what would you say now to your, say, 20-year-old self?
Have standards.
Yes.
Standards.
Okay.
Yeah.
In everything.
Unfurl that.
Yeah, don't just go in wide-eyed and just glad to be in a room. Don't just be glad that a man has said, yeah, I like you back. Ask fucking questions. Because for me, I made so many choices then without standards. Like truly, I made life-changing choices then. I gave up things. I accepted certain things that, you know, have repercussions to this day. And I just think, at 20, I'd go back and say, ask more questions. It's going to be okay. If you say no to this, take your time. I was in such a rush. Like, take a beat. Say, I'll think about it, rather than, yep, sure.
Yeah.
It was, I would go back and grab both shoulders and just,
Oh, that's
walk into such
beautiful.
situations, valuing yourself much higher
More.
than you
So
do.
rather than getting the value
Yeah.
out there, slip
Yeah.
it around.
See, they're the things that also
internally.
from when you're looking for that external validation, that ultimately it all comes from within.
Totally.
And, you know, we're a work in progress. It goes
Yeah.
on
We
for,
don't.
sort of
Yeah.
forever. And
Yeah.
what makes you happy?
Oh, my son. My son, he is so funny. He's my best mate.
Is he a little mini me?
Yes.
What
so
a
cute.
buzz having a mum like
I
that.
know.
We watch,
Seriously.
we have all the same interests, which is not like I hate going to the park and pretending it's a cafe. It's so fucking boring.
I've never liked that.
Oh
You
my
in the park
God.
with a swing. I just
Oh,
can't see
kill
it.
me!
Yeah.
So I've like wearing. He's right into Star Wars. He loves drag queens as well. So
Oh, we
we
love
watch all our
that.
shows together.
Oh,
we
that's
go to like
fun.
conventions. We dress up.
Oh, how fabulous. What fun.
He makes me happy, and also watching other people be super passionate makes me happy. And it could be about tomatoes. It could be about building chairs.
That's the Italian, the
Yes,
tomato.
Yeah,
It is
I'm addicted to
Italian.
passion. I really
that.
get energized by someone who's so obsessive about one thing, and I often track those people down and watch YouTubes about them for hours on end, like beekeepers or anything. So I'm always seeking out someone who's as fanatical as I am about one thing, because I know they're going to be my person. If you're somebody who can single-mindedly focus on one topic for years and become like an absolute expert in it, we're going to be friends. Like I'm always attracted to that kind of energy.
What's your passion?
Well, I guess for me, it's probably been performing and building projects that bring people together. So once I fall in love with a project, be it like, the idea of writing a stand-up show about, midlife dating and stuff, or it's about ADHD, or it's about perimenopause, what makes me happy and what I'm passionate about is the research that goes into that and the building of it and the little magpieing. I'll go to art exhibitions, I'll watch movies, I'll go to other people's shows, and my brain, and this is part of being neurodivergent, will start magpieing, we'll start collecting all the shiny things that stand out. And my notes app is insane and should be set on fire upon my death. And then my voice notes. And then I begin constructing the project from all the stuff I've gathered. And that's what makes me happy. My special interest is building things, building projects from all the stuff that lights me up in life. And I'm a collector of experiences and other people's talents, and I absorb it all so deeply. And then my great passion is building and constructing the final kind of product.
I love it.
And I do that over and over and over again in different ways. Also, I love interior design. That's my background. My house is...
Well, look how groovy you look as
Yeah,
well.
I love the outfit.
We love
studied
the
at
outfit.
uni.
You look
You just made me
gorgeous.
just quickly think of, there's so many amazingly successful people in the world that have been on the spectrum or ADHD.
Most.
Like Richard Branson,
most.
Elon Musk,
everybody.
Justin Timberlake.
We're
just
out
keep
there.
going.
I mean,
Like, really,
What about
it's
over the
like
back
it's a,
fence
it's
here?
a
Come
weird
on.
thing to say, but I've always thought of it as a superpower.
Yeah.
I know you think that's mad,
I think
but
it's-
there's elements that
elements
we
are-
can't
Elements.
relate to, that they create these remarkable things, and it's like normal for you.
Yeah.
So
but it does come at a, at a
I could
cost.
talk to you to the cows come
Yeah,
home.
it does come at a
It
cost.
does, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's
does.
the downside to the
It does.
one-mindedness.
It does.
Like forgetting to go to the toilet
But-
or not paying your bills.
Well, you know what
True.
makes us
Yeah,
happy
like me, menial
is
tasks.
when I'm not just, is when we've got someone like you, Em, who's come on and was saying with courage, your sense of humour, your honesty, your bravery, and now Addicted to Love. We're going to sit with, and so everyone,
Please come. Emrusciano.com.
come along. You'll
go
be
there.
there.
I'll be there, but I'll bring a whole
and
bunch
also
of
you can
girlfriends.
watch,
I
you can
will, I
watch us
promise.
on YouTube. So subscribe and
yes.
listen,
I'll
and we
go,
and we love
And you'll be
the-
able to see her full outfit.
and we love the ratings. Now, I don't know if you know Di Edwards has got her own rating system. So
do.
we've got
I'll show
Em
them.
Rusciano
It's
here.
quite simple.
How
It's
many
what
out of
she
5
does,
stars
'cause
does
the way
our
she-
gorgeous Em?
The way she gives back, 100 out of 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love this rating
Seriously.
system.
I mean
I'm
that.
terrible at maths. That sounds
No,
correct.
I'm worse than you.
We are too.
But I
We've got
mean
a money
that.
series. Thank goodness
we
for
do.
Roger Montgomery.
And he's
Tune
helped
in.
me so much, thank
He
God.
has, yeah.
But
Thanks for
anyway.
listening. We'll be back in your
Love
ears next
chatting
week.
with you,
Ciao,
Em.
ciao.
Thanks,
Bye.
ciao.
Bye-bye.